Welcome at today's yoga practice. Before we're going to sit down, I want to say maybe get some props in the way. If you happen to have a block or a cushion, and if you find that you want to get something right now as a normal cushion, please feel free to press pause and then we continue the moment you found it. So, if you have your block or that is your cushion, we're going to go seated down. And we're going to sit with a good connection of the sit bones. And the reason why it's so nice to have either a block or a cushion is because, and I will demonstrate this first without using it. If I sit like this, and I'm now cross-legged, you will see that my knees are just higher than my hips are. And if you have that, you can have a tension that starts here on the top of your legs, as well as to keep sitting up straight, while also pulling power from the chest. So this is in the end not that relaxing to sit down like it. So that's why I come up with some of the little props. Because if you then sit on this case a cushion and I sit on it, just not even fully using it, but just as a little little chair, then you'll see that my hips are now here and my knees are there. Therefore, that tension in the upper legs won't occur, as well as I don't have to pull myself all and up here just to sit up straight. So that's why it is so nice to find something. And even if you thought one cushion wasn't enough, maybe you can even stack some things on top of each other. Whatever it helps for your body to be comfortable in, to be stable, and nobody's the same, so see what works for you. So when you're there, you're going to have either your legs cross-legged or in an easy pose which you put them in front of one another. We're going to have our arms and we're going to cross them. And it doesn't matter which arm is going to get in front of the other one, just going to place them here as I have, resting on my heel and on my leg, or maybe if you're cross-legged, you want to have them on your knees, see what works. Just make sure that you have the cross there, because we're going to go warming up the spine just a little bit from where we are right here. So at first, let go of all the air, no matter where you are in your cycle. And we're going to start with an inhale through the nose, whilst pulling our chest up, rounding the spine, start looking up. Exhale through the nose. You're going to now again look down, rounding the back. Inhale, start looking up again. All the way up. Exhale whilst keeping the shoulders low and relaxed. Start rounding, looking down at your mat and your heels. Inhale, start looking up. Really opening up the front. Feel your throat opening up. Exhale with gentle ease. Starting to round, looking down. One more round. Inhale. Start looking up. Exhale. Start looking down. So let go of the cross that you made with your arms, and we're going to gently warm up the space in which our leg is. Again, that ball that come here, the hips kind of warm that up a little bit. And we're going to do leg by leg. And again, stop whenever it feels uncomfortable. But at first, bring up your right knee. And then you're going to use either the inside of your right elbow to hug it here. And then use your right hand, lifting up the leg. And then with your left hand, you grab the heel. And then you can sit rocking like this, whilst you keep your right foot engaged, so you don't pull the heel joint, the ankle joint. Start doing like this, or if you feel with your right hand, you grab your right knee. With your left hand, you can maybe see if there's space to grab the left heel to start rocking. And either way, if you feel like, oh, that asks a lot of my body, then you just use your left hand to rock it over the floor. No matter how big or small the movement might be, it is always effective this way. So just rocking your leg. And you feel your sit bones. Your left leg is pressing into the mat. Using some balance for you there. And you bring in gently the right leg back, and then we're going to swap legs, because now we're going to do the same, but then on the left side. And again, you can use the inside of the left elbow and the left hand to pick up that left leg, and then with your right hand rocking it from left to right. Or you can use the left hand to grab the left knee, and with the right hand to grab the right heel, whilst keeping the foot engaged, rocking it from left to right. Or you leave that left foot on the floor, and then you just maybe grab with your right hand the ankle joint. And again, you feel your sit bones. Your right leg is used as a balance here. Keep on sitting straight. Nice. And then put that left leg back. We're going to come into a tabletop pose, which is on our hands and on our knees. So remove then your props. Place your hands in line with your shoulders. And then you're going to look at the fingers for a moment. You're going to spread them lightly, and then you're going to have your hand palm glued onto the mat. So that is where you make a lot of contact with your mat. Your knees are going to be as wide as your hips are. Your toes are pointing towards the back. And whilst we're here, we're going to first invite the Ujjayi breath, the yogi breath. And for those who are not familiar with the yogi breath, it is a breath that is in the back of your throat. And it sounds a little bit like the ocean. So we're first going to do that with our mouth open, so it is easier to notice. And then from there, we're going to go in through the nose. So what I'd like you to do is opening up your mouth, using your mouth for the inhale and the exhale. And then slightly contract the back of your vocal cords to one another. And then if I exaggerate it, that's the sound that you will create. If you now close your mouth and keep the way you're breathing, but then through the nose, you'll still notice that there is that ocean breath. There's the Ujjayi breath. And this way of breathing helps you to warm the body from the inside out. But it also calms the nerve system. And it helps that the moment that you want to bring the awareness to your breath, you can really notice it. So when you're here and breathing, start by curling the toes under. So you're going to stand on the toes. Maybe shift your body weight a little bit to the back. You feel the back of the opening up. You feel that the soles of your feet are opening up. Inhale once. And then on your exhale, gently bring your sit bones in the direction of your heels. And then start by lifting the knees. They're going to first hover 5 centimeters off the ground. Inhale there. And then use your exhale to again, these sit bones been pushing back and up, stretching the legs. Maybe you want to walk your hands a little bit further out whilst keeping them shoulder width. The hand palm stay in good contact with your mat during your down dog here. You may want to move the legs as if you are walking, so you pedal your feet. And keeping maybe a micro bend in your elbows, in your knees. Trying to keep the spine as long as you can by pulling in your navel in and up. And then again on an exhale, when you're ready, bring your knees back to the mat and meet me again in the tabletop. So you're going to flatten your both of the feet. We're going to do a little balance here. So on your next inhale, when you're ready, start by lifting your right arm and your left leg. You keep your left foot flexed. From the right hand, the fingers are pointing out, making a straight line. And then exhale, bring your right elbow towards the left knee. Inhale, stretch your right arm, left leg out again. Keep that foot flexed. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, last one. Make it a long line. Exhale, elbow to knee. And then place your right hand back and your left knee, and you meet me again in the tabletop. I'm going to do the same on the other end. So we're going to use your inhale to lift up the left arm, right leg. Keep the right foot flexed. Exhale, knee to elbow, round the spine. Inhale, straight line. Right foot stay flexed so the whole leg is engaged. Exhale, elbow to knee, round the spine. Inhale for the last one. Exhale, elbow to knee. And then place the left hand back, right knee comes back. And you're going to curl the toes under. Inhale here. Feel the stretch on the soles of the feet. Exhale, bring the sit bones back and up, back into the down dog. And then when you're in your down dog, make sure that your shoulders are away from the ears. Your upper arms are slightly rotated inwards. The hand palms are making a strong contact with the mat. The heels are pulling in towards the mat. And on an inhale, come into a high plank. So you come on the top of the toes. With your hands, you press into the mat. And then you feel that the top of the back is almost as if that is pulling up. Exhale, bring the knees towards the mat. Flatten both feet. And then, whilst keeping the elbows close to your body, bend them and lower your upper body all the way down. Inhale, you roll your shoulders back, up, and to the back. So you start by lifting your chest up for a cobra, keeping your hands where they are. Exhale, come back to hands and knees. You crawl under the toes, back into your down dog. So this is the first variation of a vinyasa that you can take. Bringing your knees to the mat. Lower yourself all the way and opening up the chest, the front, into a cobra. Another option is, on an inhale, come meet me in high plank. And then instead of bringing your knees to the mat, you keep your knees as they are, so you stay into a plank. You're only going to bend your elbows on an exhale, keeping them close. Inhale, and then you use your toes to push you towards the front, opening up the chest into an up dog. And you're now only resting on your hands and on your feet. So it's almost as if you're doing the cobra pose, but then just using your feet to push you towards the front and opening up. Exhale, come back to hands, come back into your down dog. Either by coming from the hands and knees, pushing the sit bones back and up, or you're going to come straight from the up dog. Bring your knees now as wide as the mat. Let your big toes touch one another. Then you come back into your child pose. So you bring your sit bones back. You lower yourself all the way down to the mat, stretching out your arms. Inhale, come back to hands and knees. You crawl under the toes. Bring the sit bones back and up into your down dog. You're going to inhale, lift the right leg in the down dog. Exhale, bring the right knee in the direction of the nose. You come on the toes of the left foot, round the spine. Inhale to lift the right leg. Exhale, bring the right knee in the direction of the right elbow, keeping the hand palms pressed into the mat. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, the right knee in the direction of the left elbow. Inhale, straighten out. Exhale, place the right foot back onto the mat on the other end now. Inhale, left leg comes up, toes are pointing, hand palms into the mat. Exhale, your knee comes into the direction of your nose. Round the spine, come on the toes of the right foot. Inhale, stretch out the leg again. Exhale, the knee comes in the direction of the left elbow. Inhale to stretch out. Exhale, into the direction of the right elbow. Inhale to stretch out. Exhale, step it back into the down dog. Again, bring your knees as wide as the mat out. Let your sit bones come back and find yourself into another child pose. And then on your next inhalation, walk your hands back in the direction of your knees. Curl under the toes. Then keep walking your hands back. So you come onto the soles of your feet. You're going to stretch out the legs. And then use your inhale to come up with a straight spine, straightening out the legs, lifting the arms, look between the hands and walk yourself to the front of your mat. When you're here, then keep your feet hip distance apart. The toes are pointing towards the front, making good contact with the mat. Keep a micro bend in the knees if you tend to overstretch them. And then bend the knees more and more as if you're going to sit down in an imaginary chair. And then you keep the knees stacked in line with the ankles, so they're not going in or out, straight lines. You stretch out the arms. The hand palms are facing the outside of the calves, or maybe the ankle joints. And then when you're here, you have your feet connected to the mat, legs are strong, Mulla bandha is engaged, navel is in and up. You're going to use your inhale to lift up just the arms and the torso slightly, but you stay seated in the chair pose. You can have your hands touch, or just keep them shoulder width apart. Making sure the shoulders have space, you roll them back and open. Then come back to your breath. Inhale once more. Exhale to lower your hands, come in a forward fold. Either you keep your knees bended with your torso resting on it, or you're going to keep the fingertips onto the floor whilst you have the legs straightened, or you hold up to the shins. So either way, you're going to use your inhale to straighten the spine, and then exhale to flatten both hands into the mat and step the right leg back, left leg back to find yourself in a high plank. Inhale in the plank. Exhale your choice, so either your knees come to the mat or you lower yourself in the plank pose, keeping the elbows close to the body. Inhale for an up dog or your cobra. Keep pressing the feet into the mat, lifting the chest up and opening. Exhale, back to hands and knees, or you curl on the toes and you come into your down dog. Pedal the dog again, keep the hand palms engaged. Heels are pulling into the direction of the mat. Use the next inhale to lift up the right leg. Keep the hips square. Exhale, make a big step with the right foot in between your hands. You lift up your right hand for doing so, or you maybe help your right foot. Left foot is going to be flat onto the mat, but the toes are going to point 10 towards the elbow. So, with having your knee in line with your right knee with the right ankle. Come onto the fingertips, engage the Mula Bandha and the core. Use your inhale to lift your arms via the front. Exhale to sink a little deeper into the front of the leg. Keep pushing the outer edge of the left foot into the mat. And then checking whether your hips are square. You can make little plates with your hands. Put them onto your hips. And the hips don't lie. Wherever the fingers are pointing to is the direction the hips are pointing to as well. So just make sure that they both point towards the front. If there's not enough space, then with your right foot, walk it just slightly outwards a little, and you will notice, hey, there was more space. It's maybe even more stable. Inhale, lift up the arms. Exhale, twist the torso towards the left, and with that also the hips opening up to the long side of your mat. The back foot is now parallel to the short side of the mat there. Keeping the arms wide and engaged. Inhale here. Exhale, looking over the right hand into the distance. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, opening up the hand palm of the right hand. Pull yourself a little bit forward. Exhale, make a scooping movement with the right hand, keeping the right knee stacked over the right ankle joint, stretching the right side of the body. Exhale, come back into the warrior two pose. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend it again, and then cartwheel your hands down towards the mat. Come onto the toes of the left foot. Step the right foot back, and you find yourself in a high plank. Inhale in the plank, and then exhale, your choice to lower the knees to the mat, or you come down into a low plank. Keep the elbows closed wherever you are, when you lower yourself. Inhale, you roll your shoulders back and open, or you use your toes to push you towards the front for your cobra or your up dog. Exhale, come back to hands and knees, or you crawl for the toes to find us all into the down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, make a big step towards the front with that left leg in between the hands. And with the right foot, you're going to place the heel onto the mat, and the toes are going to point 10 past the hour. Come into the fingertips, left knees stacked over the left ankle, feet are engaged. Engage the Mula Bandha, and then use your inhalation to come with your hands by the front, come up. And also here again, check whether the hips are in line with the long lines of your mat. Make again little plates of your hands. Inhale, lift up the arms via the front. Exhale, opening up the arms, twisting the torso towards the right. Moving the right foot to let it be parallel to the short side of the mat for the warrior two pose. Look into the direction of the left fingers into the distance. And the next inhalation, let the left hand, the face palm, point towards the ceiling. Exhale to scoop it towards the back, just as we did on the other end. Keep the legs as where they are. And start stretching the left side of the torso here. Making sure that the left knee is in line with the left foot. It's always okay. So it's always good to have a quick moment to check where all the parts of your body are. Exhale to come back into the warrior two. Inhale, straighten the left leg now. Exhale, bend it again, cartwheel your hands down, come on the toes of the right foot and step the left foot back into the high plank. Inhale in the plank. Exhale, you lower yourself in the plank, or you bring your knees towards the mat. Inhale, you lift yourself up for a cobra or an up dog. Exhale, keeping the hand palms pressed into the mat when you find your way back into your down dog. bend the knees, look between the hands, step the right foot, then the left foot towards the front and let the big toes touch. If you want to bend the knees so that you can have your torso resting on it, or you just want to stand up with your torso just a bit higher, what feels comfortable. Go somewhere where you can feel that your feet are at first both connected to the mat. By lifting the toes slightly, maybe even making the surface wider, placing them back. And then when you are ready, you're going to make yourself some sort of a table where you're going to have a 90 angle degree from the legs to the top. So this is 90, and you can keep always the knees in a micro bend or bend to make a bit more, because you don't want to have too much pressure onto your lower back. And when you are here, you have arrived. Then spread out the arms. Can either be the side, can be the front, what works. And then on an inhalation, you're going to move the body weight into the right foot and start lifting the left foot, stretching it out, keeping the left foot flexed. Make the line as long as you can from the crown to the heel. Keeping the right leg engaged. Looking at something that doesn't move on the floor. Inhale, come all the way back up to standing straight. Let the left leg find its way next to the right. And shake the legs out again. And inhale, lift your arms via the front. Exhale to make again the 90-degree angle. Placing your hands either straight out in front or to the sides, what works. We'll now do it straight out to the front. Use your inhale to move your body weight to the left leg now. The foot sole is connected. And start gently lifting up the right leg. Keep on breathing. Up until you feel that you made a straight line. Keeping the right foot engaged. And inhale, come back into standing, placing the right foot next to the left and shake out. Bend the knees, make your way to the mat, come seated down, stretching the legs in front of you, removing the flesh from underneath your sit bones, having the legs engaged, feet flexed, and then use your next inhalation to lift up the arms via the front. And then exhale, you're going to make a forward fold. And then either your hands are going to rest here onto the shins, or maybe onto your knees. Maybe you feel there is so much space that you want to go further down. Wherever you go, make sure that the spine keeps long. And so the deeper you go, it is handy just to keep looking at the big toes. Because with your gaze then, you keep pulling your spine into a straight line. You're using your gaze to create a stable seat. And keep on breathing here, engaging the upper legs to create some more space in the lower back. And then on the inhale, come back with a straight torso, placing the hands behind you, with the fingers pointing towards the front. And then you're gonna first your right knee bend it, placing the right foot onto the mat. Then the left knee bend it, placing the left foot onto the mat. Make a strong connection with the feet. Make sure that there, wherever you go, that you have created this stableness. So you're going to use the inhale to roll your shoulders back and open. Start looking up a little. And then exhale, pressing the hands and the feet soles into the mat. And when you do this, you might notice that the sit bone starts to lift a little bit. So with that power that you're creating, of pressure into the mat and hands and into the feet, you're going to keep on breathing. You're going to push that power in. You're going to keep straighten the power. Do you all the way up. The knees stay in line with the hips. Might you want to check. And then on an exhale, slowly bring your sit bones back. You're seated again. So the choice is we do that again, or if you feel that you want to open up the front of the body just a little bit more, then you can always stretch out the legs. And it is because we are now currently so much on our phones and our laptops, computers, basically in this position. It's so nice as a contra to opening up the front again. So I'm just first gonna go to this one quickly, but for the others it will just be the same. So you're gonna do the inhale for both poses. Roll the shoulders back and open. Press the feet now in the mat, hands are in the mat. Exhale, press either the heels or the feet in the mat together with the hands so that you feel that the sit bones are lifted a little bit. And from that pressing power that you make, it's going to stay through the cycles of breath, stay there whilst lifting the hips more and more. Whether it is in an upward plank where at one point you will just touch your toes, touch the mat again, or in the reverse tabletop. Keep the hands, palms pressing. Breathe here. One last cycle of breath. And then exhale slowly with ease. Lower the sit bones. Lower yourself completely. And coming to Indasvasana, the final pose. You maybe want to shake out the arms a little bit. And the legs before you go into them. But start by making your way all the way flat onto your mat. With your feet are now almost as wide as the mat is, and then your feet will fall out or in what feels naturally best. You're going to again roll the shoulders backwards a little bit so that you feel there is space for your hand palms to be naturally and comfortably facing the ceiling. Hand maybe 10 centimeters of the body. Keep your spine long. And then you're going to let go of the Ujjayi breath. Just coming back to your normal way of breathing. Start by relaxing the muscles and the skin between your eyebrows. Leave your jaw slightly open. Whilst breathing through the nose in and out. And then from now on we're going to use the exhale to more and more relax your body. And the next exhale, relax the back of your neck. Exhale to relax the shoulder. Exhale to relax your shoulders. Exhale to relax the upper arms, the elbows. Exhale to relax the lower arms, the wrists, the hands, the fingers. Exhale to start by relaxing the spine, the weight of the body resting on it. Exhale to relax the hip joint. Feel the contact it makes with your mat. Relax your upper legs, your knees. And relax your lower legs, your calves, your shins. And you relax your feet, you feel your heels sink deeper into the mat. You relax the soles of your feet, your toes. Just stay focused on the feeling of the body being in contact with your mat. Every time the mind wants to wander off. You start again by wiggling your toes and your fingertips, so rolling your head from left to right, waking up into the space where you are right now. Keep your eyes closed and maybe stretch out the arms overhead, making it a full body stretch. Invite to use your fingers, your toes, all parts of the body. Keeping the eyes closed, but rolling to the left or the right side, what feels most comfortable. On that side of the body, using that arm that is closest to the mat as a little cushion under your head. And the other arm placed in front of the heart, flat into the mat. So that when you're ready, in your time, you can use your inhale to press the right hand or left hand flat into the mat. And with that again, you push yourself up to come into a seated position. We cross the legs, have them stretched out in front of you, placing the hands against one another in front of your heart. Gently open up your eyes. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed this. Have a lovely day and I hope to see you again. Namaste.